definitely going to be tightening these chains up at the end of the job here. We've only got about, I don't know, 15, 20 trees left to drag out. So before we move out, we'll get these things tightened back up good, get them ready for the next job up at Farley. And so far, we've had good luck with them, running smooth. Today we're using our 880 again. I had some chain left over on this 880, some big 404. So I decided to buck with it today because I think it's a little hardier and holds up a little better under rough bucking conditions, because these logs are so dirty coming out on the deck. It's hard to stay sharp. And I think especially if you're using a full chisel on this 880 and the 404, I think it's a good chain for bucking. We used to use these exclusively all the time, these 880s. We've kind of downturned to the 661s, which are a great saw too. But as far as torque and power, I don't think they can run with the 880s. I think they run a higher RPM for sure, but definitely on the torque and power. I've got these marked, so let's buck them up. Now this chain's starting to dull, so we're not going to set any land speed records. Like I said, we're starting to dull up quite a bit, but it's a big saw to pack around. It is, but I always have a soft spot in my heart for these 880s. Good saws. Yeah, for working the log deck, because these logs, especially here with all the rain and mud, everything's starting to get pretty dirty. So it's just impossible to buck these logs, keep them clean with all the terrain changes they've got to be drugged through. And you know, I've had some people say, why don't you pick them up with a skid steer? Well, it ain't going to matter a whole lot anyway, because there's already mud caked in the bark everywhere. I mean, I could take the time to bark them. There's a lot of variables I could do, but we don't. We buck them and go. One crashing down there. So, we'll get these laid out, because I'm sure the skidder's about on. Well, we're waiting on the last drag to come out now. It's just right over the hump here. So it's all fire up. Now, I sharpened the 880 here just, about 45 minutes ago, and I meant to set up the camera, but, I mean, how boring is that, sharpening a chainsaw? I even hate doing it. There's not many things I hate more than sharpening a saw. I hate doing it. It's terrible, terrible. It hurts my hand gets to cramping. Luckily, that chain there isn't a full skip, so there weren't that many teeth to sharpen, but pretty good pile of logs. I think we're going to come in right there around 10,000. It's going to be awful close. Awful, awful close. Some pretty good sized logs in there, some of them are just logs, but they're good clean logs. And that's the main thing there, clean, good quality logs. So, I'm kind of happy to tail out early on a Friday. This weekend I've got timber to look at both Saturday and Sunday. And then Sunday afternoon I'll probably come up here and start trying to shuffle equipment around. That way we can get moved and be ready for the work week. I haven't really checked the weather to see what it's supposed to do. I think, of course, we'll work New Year's. That ain't no big deal to us. But I think back home they're calling for some cold weather, like down in the single digits maybe, the teens. It's supposed to be pretty cold for the lows. So, which today it's been actually pretty nice, this below freezing weather, because it's not near as sloppy today. Everything's kind of clumped up pretty good. And of course, I took the skid steer